In Italian, per and da can both translate to for, by, and from. So how do you know which one to use? Well, there's a small set of patterns in Italian that make choosing between per and da insanely intuitive. So in this video, I'll show you what those patterns are and give you 4 simple tricks that will help you to get your prepositions right every single time. Pronti? Iniziamo! Let's start with a classic dilemma that almost every Italian learner faces when choosing between per and da. Let's say it's your first day in a language school in Rome. Your teacher asks, how long have you been studying Italian? Do you say, studio italiano per 2 anni? Or do you say, studio italiano da 2 anni? Now, per and da can both mean for, and you've seen both used with time. So which one is right? Here's an easy way to remember. Think of the word duration. Hear those 2 letters, di, a? They're hiding right there. Duration, da. That's your clue. Whenever you talk about how long something has been going on, the duration, the answer is right there in front of you, da. So the correct response would be,
Studio italiano da 2 anni.
I have been studying Italian for 2 years. Here are some more examples.
Stiamo insieme da 1 anno.
We've been together for a year.
Vivo qui da 5 mesi.
I have been living here for 5 months.
Aspetto da 1 ora.
I have been waiting for an hour. Notice how in every example, the action is still happening right now. You're still together, you're still living here, and you're still waiting. The duration hasn't ended. So rule number 1 is, if an action started in the past and still continues now, use da. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which includes all these tips in one handy guide, plus a bonus quiz. To get your free copy, just click on the link in the description below this video. Next, let's take a look at which preposition to use when you're not talking about duration. So let's say your teacher asks you why you've decided to learn Italian. You want to tell her that you're studying Italian for work. So which preposition should you use? Well, when you have a purpose, you're on a personal mission. Personal starts with per, which means for. So your correct response should be,
Studio italiano per lavoro.
I study Italian for work. Here's some more examples.
Parto per Roma.
I leave for Rome. The interesting thing about per is that you can also translate it to in order to. Take a look at this example.
Vado al supermercato per comprare il pane.
I go to the market in order to buy bread.
Studio per imparare l'italiano.
I am studying in order to learn Italian.
Corro per allenarmi.
I run in order to train. In these examples, there's a reason behind the action. You go to the supermarket because you need bread. You study because you want to learn Italian for work. You run because you want to train your body. There's always a personal reason. So rule number 2 is, when you're saying why you do something or what your goal is, use per. Now this brings us to another mistake that I see my students make all the time. But once you learn this trick, you'll never make it again. Now imagine you've just finished class and you're chatting to a friend and you tell her that you need to buy some tennis shoes. But what do you call these in Italian? Do you say scarpe per ginnastica or scarpe da ginnastica? Think of it this way. Every object has a job. It has a purpose. It does something. So ask yourself, what does it do? Because that will lead you to the answer. Do is only 1 letter away from saying da, and that's your answer. So you should say,
Le scarpe da ginnastica.
Now you might be thinking, didn't we just say that anything with a purpose requires per? So why wouldn't we use per here? Well, here's the difference. Per is for your personal purpose, why you do something. You study Italian per lavoro, for work. That's your personal reason. But when an object is built for one job, when it was designed to do that thing, that's different. The object has a job to do. Take a look at these examples.
Gli occhiali da sole.
Sunglasses,
Una macchina da scrivere.
a typewriter,
Un vestito da sera.
an evening dress,
Un coltello da cucina.
a kitchen knife. Do you see a pattern here? None of these objects are choosing to do their job. They were built for it. It's what they do. And that means we need to use da. So rule number 3 is when you're describing what an object was designed to do and its function, use da. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which includes all of these tips in one handy guide, plus a bonus quiz. To get your free copy, just click on the link in the description below this video. Next, you're going to learn a memory trick that makes deadlines impossible to forget. Now, let's say you're back in class and the teacher assigns some homework. You want to make sure that you've understood when it's due, its deadline. How do you ask that in Italian? Here's an easy trick to remember it. A deadline is an expiration date. Now listen to that word again, expiration. Hear that sound in the middle? Per is almost like saying per, and that's your clue. A deadline requires per. So you ask,
Dobbiamo scrivere questo tema per domani?
do we have to write this essay by tomorrow? Here are some more examples.
La relazione deve essere pronta per venerdì.
The report must be ready by Friday.
Ho bisogno di questi documenti per oggi.
I need these documents by today. Every one of these examples has a point where time runs out. That's an expiration date. An expiration gives us per. So rule number 4 is, when you're talking about a deadline, always use per. Now let's take a look at when per and da don't follow any of the rules that we've just covered. Now, Italians use these prepositions in many everyday expressions, and there's no one trick that will help you to remember them because they don't follow clear rules or patterns. They just need to be memorized. The best strategy is to learn them as set phrases, as blocks. Let's take a look at the first one. Here are some common ones that use per.
Per esempio,
For example,
per favore,
please,
per caso,
by chance,
per fortuna,
fortunately, luckily. Now here are some ones that use da. Take a look.
da solo, sola,
By oneself,
da vicino,
up close,
da lontano,
from far away,
da sempre.
since forever. Now, even though you now know how to use da and per, none of this matters if you can't use all Italian prepositions, including articulated ones, such as dalla and dal. So make sure you watch this video here where I break down how to use every single Italian preposition step by step, so you can speak Italian more confidently without second guessing yourself.